Hello, it's John Heaton, and today I'm going to review, I'm pretty sure I haven't reviewed this before. This is my son's Beatles Singles Collection. I know I've done a video or two on Beatles singles and stuff, but I don't think I've done this one. So this is a very nice set, and it's not actually that overpriced. I think we paid just over 100, maybe 105 quid for it, pounds, British pounds, and it's got 22 singles in picture sleeves. And what's interesting about this is and a nice booklet telling you all the details, bit of history, and then telling you disc by disc where each disc comes from. And what's interesting is they've chosen, because in the UK the only picture sleeves at the time were Strawberry Fields, Penny Lane, double A side, and Let It Be. They've taken picture sleeves from around the world because other countries were issuing picture sleeves, which is kind of interesting that they were ahead of the UK in that respect. Wasn't necessarily aware of that until relatively recently. So I'm going to quickly show you, and I'm not going to show you each record, I don't think, unless it's of particular interest, but I'm going to show you the picture sleeves from each of them. And the first one is from the US. This is on the Tolly label, which I read up because I thought VJ was put out the first couple of Beatles singles in the US, and yes, Tolly is a subsidiary of VJ. So this is the Love Me Do, P.S. I Love You single, and didn't do anything in the States at the time, but this is a US pressing, and VJ actually unfortunately went bust in '64, I think. So I think this might be actually a '64 issue. I'm not. Does it say in the booklet? Or maybe it's '62. But I think they put it out a couple of times, and I'm not sure if this one is the '64 one or the '62 one. It might be the '64. Anyway, that's the only US one in the package, because they've only given each country one disc. So we move on to an Italian, I think I'm right in saying that, because I've written them down here. Please Please Me is from Italy. And as you can see, picture sleeves fairly basic at the time. Nothing too exciting. From Me to You is from Norway. Just advertising other singles on the back, really, nothing too interesting. This one, Please, She Loves You. Oh, sorry, which is this one? This is She Loves You, yeah, and it is from Greece. And sorry, I was confused because they're advertising the other singles available in Greece on the back. Los Beatles, it's from Chile, and I noticed a lot of these are on the Parlophone label, but this one's on the Odeon label. So the Beatles product seems to be divided between Parlophone and Odeon around the world, apart from the US where they were on Capitol, obviously. So Can't Buy Me Love is next, and it's from Austria. And the reason I'm not showing you all the sleeves is because they're not particularly interesting. I mean, this one's a bit different from the black Parlophone, because these are faithful reproductions. This is slightly more interesting picture sleeve, Hard Day's Night, and it comes from the Netherlands. And I'll just see if this is a black Parlophone. Yeah, this is more similar to the UK, but again, subtle differences. I Feel Fine from Sweden, and Sweden was on Parlophone as well. And I'm not going to show you all of these, sorry. Just trying to see if there's any identical to the UK, and I can't see if there are. Spain gave us this Ticket to Ride, and it was on the Odeon label. Belgium gave us this Help, very nice picture sleeve there from I think from the movie, and that was on Parlophone. Les Beatles, I'm guessing that's French. We Can Work It Out, Day Tripper. Paperback Writer, Rain. They've used the replacement butcher sleeve picture, which is a bit of a shame because I think they could have used pictures from the Chiswick House and Gardens photo shoot from the video shoot. I'm pretty sure in some countries it did come out with pictures from that, or it certainly should have done if it didn't. So then we've got Eleanor Rigby, Yellow Submarine. Dear oh dear, this is terrible. Argentina. This picture's at least, well, nearly 2 years out of date because it's from Beatles for Sale, and this single came out in August '66. I'm not sure what they're playing at there in Argentina. Strawberry Fields, Penny Lane. I think it's the same as the UK picture sleeve with the pictures from the childhood there, and you notice that picture of John is the one when they focused in on his face and put it on the back of John Lennon Plastic Ono Band. So that was from Australia. All You Need Is Love from West Germany, very nice colour picture sleeve, and Strawberry Fields was colour as well, but a little bit kind of small to see there. But this is getting more interesting, and advertising some medallions on the back there. All You Need Is Love is from West Germany. And then we've got Hello Goodbye, I Am the Walrus, and Hola Adios must be the translation for Hello Goodbye in Mexico, which I guess is Spanish. So that's quite interesting. And again, we're not on. Yeah, this is actually on Capitol. Then we've got Lady Madonna, The Inner Light, with a picture which is out of date for this, unfortunately. I'm not sure why the record companies couldn't come up with up-to-date photos, but nice to have a picture sleeve. Hey Jude, South African pressing, again an out-of-date picture of the Beatles there, at least a year out of date. So, and that's not on the Apple label, although it's on just the straightforward Parlophone label. I'm not sure why. And then we've got the Get Back single from Denmark, and this picture is from the July '68 The Mad Day Out, so 9 months out of date by the time this single came out. So pretty shabby really, not coming up with current photos. This is a better job in Portugal. That one was Denmark, by the way, that Get Back, and it's worth showing you the Danish apple actually. Very nice. Slightly different colour perhaps. Always interesting to compare the various apples. And then the Ballad of John and Yoko from Portugal, we have got a contemporary photo, and this really should have come out as a picture sleeve in the UK as well. I'm not quite sure why it didn't, but unfortunately it's not on Apple. So you win some and you lose some. We've got an interesting single from Israel with the Abbey Road cover split there, and this, I'm pleased to say, is on an Israeli apple, which looks very similar to the one we were looking at just a minute ago, the Danish apple. So that's something, and then Let It Be is a straight reproduction of the UK single on Apple. And then probably the jewel in the crown of this whole collection, Free as a Bird and Real Love, as an exclusive double A side to this box set on the Apple label. And just brilliant to see this single on Apple. And that's probably the primary reason I'm jealous that my son, well, I'm pretty jealous he's got it anyway, this set, because I quite like to have it myself, but not much point in having two sets of that in the house, I don't think. But so that was the Beatles Singles Collection. Then I wanted to show you a few things I picked up recently on the single front, which might be of interest. So in that famous shop, Raves from the Grave in Frome in Somerset, I picked up 3 of the 76 reissues, which I didn't have already. Yesterday, which had never been released as a single in the UK. That's on Parlophone. Get Back, Don't Let Me Down. And Ballad of John and Yoko, Old Brown Shoe. And these were not too expensive, so I picked those up. And I also picked up in my local Lemers Kutsko shop in Budapest some interesting singles. This is a French Ballad of John and Yoko, advertising other Apple singles on the back. But what's particularly interesting about this is the single is called The Old Brown Shoe on the back, as opposed to Old Brown Shoe. So I thought just for that alone, I would pick it up, and it wasn't too pricey. I mean, it wasn't too cheap, but it was not too much. This is a German single from January '69. Whoever owned this single before has been very usefully put the details of. Well, this single was released on the 14th of January '69 in Germany. Obladi Oblada, not a single in the UK, backed by While My Guitar Gently Weeps in the black Apple sleeve, as you can see, and I never had that before. And then a couple of Yugoslav ones to show you, which are on the Apple Yugoton, it's falling to bits, Yugoton sleeve, which is interesting. Yugoton is the record label in Yugoslavia. But Don't Let Me Down is on the green apple side, and Get Back is on the sliced apple. So I thought for that alone, it was worth picking up. And similarly with Ballad of John and Yoko and Old Brown Shoe is on the green apple, and Ballad of John is on, and Yoko is on the sliced apple. So I'm not sure if that was a misprint. I thought for a few hours or a few minutes I was onto a very rare item, so I looked it up on Discogs. They're not that pricey. It just seems like in Yugoslavia they printed a whole load of them one way and a whole load of them the other way just by mistake, but they're not particularly rare. So, but nice to have. And then this one is a real oddity. No mention of who it is on the front or the back, and if you're not a fluent Russian you wouldn't know who it was, but it's Paul and Linda McCartney, kind of an EP, 4 tracks from Ram, Heart of the Country, Ram On, Dear Boy and Eat at Home, but no mention of Paul McCartney on the sleeve. And as I say, I suppose if you spoke Russian you could understand. And this looks Mccartney, so it's maybe even if you're not fluent you could recognise that it was Paul McCartney, but the only reason I knew it was because of the little slip here. But anyway, I did play it when I got home, and it is the tracks it says it is. And I think that's a 1974 Russian issue. So that was nice to have. Probably one of the first Russian releases, because I think Band on the Run got released in the Soviet Union in the mid-70s, but they objected to the title track, so replaced it with Silly Love Songs. So actually must have been more 76 or later. So that kind of defeated the whole concept of the Band on the Run album. But anyway, they probably objected to a song about escaping and freedom and all the rest of it. So that was a nice bit of information to find out. So that was the Beatles Singles Collection. And I was thinking I would like to have not this box, so I'd like to have, those plastic boxes we used to have back in the day to collect our singles in. I wish I had one of those now to store my singles in, because I don't. They're just stacked on the rack next to each other, and it would be nice to have one of those boxes, or a couple of them actually. Maybe I can pick up something second hand if I look on eBay or something. I'm not willing to pay too much for it, but that will be useful. So that was a few oddities I picked up recently, plus the Beatles Singles box set. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.